watching a show and you're like, I will die if I don't finish the show.
Well, it was because we weren't going to see each other for like 2.5 weeks.
And we agreed mutually not to cheat on each other.
Yeah.
If you have a TV friend, you have to have...
We're TV monogamous.
Yeah, we're monogamous.
This is my fault for having you on my podcast.
It's your fault for having me in the first place.
Well, I can't help it.
What?
This is not a good idea.
No, it is not.
We are in trouble.
Hi, guys. It's me, Kerri Pomarolli, and today I have a special guest host, my very wonderful roommate, Miss, say your name.
Debbie LaGasca.
And Debbie and I are we're doing what's called a crossover in the TV world. Because Debbie and I host a show on the Roku channel.
Sexy Sundays.
Which we got to get back to. We haven't been sexy in a long time.
But have you noticed we've never had a Sunday?
What?
On our show? Like
we should. Oh, like a Sundae.
Yeah. I mean,
we've had everything else on our show.
Yeah.
But anyways, so Debbie's joining me today, and there's lots to talk about. We are celebrating our 14-month COVID anniversary.
Oh,
she's what we call my pod friend. Oh my gosh. And we were just talking about today. It's been 14.
Today's the 7th?
I don't know.
Yeah.
And we just, I don't know when this is going to air,
months.
but we just celebrated Easter. And last Easter, when we were early in COVID and thought the apocalypse, Debbie and I made a covert mission to Target. This is when nobody was allowed to leave their house. Like, we made a COVID, and the goal was to buy fat clothes. Like, the goal was like, we're going to be holed up here for a long time.
And
I need a moo-moo. And I bought, it was a very large piece of material with no shape, but it was called an eating dress.
Did we find that in the curtain section?
Yeah, probably. It was very Sound of Music. Yeah. And I remember last Easter, we had been eating, at least for a good month by the time Easter started, we had been eating like stovetop stuffing.
There was not anything that we didn't eat.
No, and then it was like anything that had been left in the cabinets. Because I think we all thought with the toilet paper shortage, there was going to be a food shortage. So we were eating earthquake kit food for Easter.
Ruby had a point.
Yeah. Ruby ate her earthquake kit at school. But we ate so many potatoes, and then we would make more, and then we would make chicken and dumplings, and then we would make biscuits.
Anything with gravy.
Yeah.
Anything with gravy.
So
popsicle with gravy.
And I feel like I made it full circle because I did the same thing for Easter this year. I made potatoes and stuffing and ham.
We just finished it.
Yeah. Not only did I make ham, I made ham sandwiches and sliders.
God, they were so good.
Yeah, they were. But so we've been quarantined for a long time, and I thought we could discuss some of our coping mechanisms. How have we survived? Eating and Cobra Kai.
Well, yeah, and every show
under the sun. What are some of our favorite highlights? If you
This
haven't,
Is Us.
Oh yes, we're still watching This Is Us.
Yeah,
I highly recommend This Is Us. It is a wonderful, cheerful, great show. And then we mixed it in with some fluffy fluff, like One Calls the Heart.
One Calls the Heart.
And then I would say right up there with This Is Us is The Morning Show with Jennifer Aniston.
Which we zoomed right through.
Which was like, you were catching a plane the next morning, and I had a Bible study until 10 o'clock, and then I came home at like 10:30.
And we were wired.
We have to fit it. You know when you're watching a show and you're like, I will die if I don't finish the show.
Well, it was because we weren't going to see each other for like 2.5 weeks.
And we agreed mutually not to cheat on each other.
Yeah.
If you have a TV friend, you have to have...
We're TV monogamous.
Yeah, we're monogamous. Cobra Kai is a reboot, I guess, or sequel, or...
I don't know.
Where are they now of Ralph Macchio?
It's an extension of...
And there's nothing like watching two men in their 50s and one man in his 60s do karate at 10:30 at night, beating up on each other, and then two women of a certain age jumping up and down on the couch, screaming
up the household,
bloody murder, rooting for Johnny. Yeah.
Which now
he's my man.
I've changed my side. Although, well, I don't want to.
We don't want to
say anything.
Well, the show is about Johnny. Cobra Kai. It starts off about Johnny.
Yeah.
Sweep the leg, Johnny.
Yeah.
His life ended that day in high school when Ralph Macchio beat him. Obviously, everyone knows that. He became an alcoholic. When you lose in karate, your life takes a turn. I'm just saying.
Maybe that's what's happening, is because we lost at karate in like
somewhere along the line. I lost in a lot of things, and I haven't become a complete alcoholic, but I have been doing some day drinking while homeschooling. I'm just saying.
Well, it was water
and some kids
juices,
water into wine, like Jesus.
It's a Jesus thing. Okay.
So the other day, I was pouring some wine into a glass, and Lucy looks at me and she goes, "It's 5 o'clock somewhere." It's like,
She may have heard me
in
say that.
Israel.
Sorry.
It
Yeah.
is 5 o'clock in Israel. But I feel sorry for the teachers that are now getting you guys returned to their classrooms when you've been educated by
At
day
home.
drinking alcoholic parents. I'm
Yes.
just saying, there's a lot of kindergartners that don't know their ABCs and never will because
They can say them backwards because they're being taught by alcoholic teachers.
No General Hospital. I'm just saying, my daughter watches Cobra Kai.
They can say it backwards with their hands out like this.
My daughter
touching
knows Shawn Mendes. She knows every celebrity.
Yeah.
She knows every TikTok dance.
Oh, she did her own little TikTok
Yeah.
dance the other night.
Yeah.
She's got
My
moves.
daughter's not allowed to be on TikTok, so what she was doing, and which I didn't realize, is she was sneaking onto YouTube and watching TikTok on YouTube.
Which makes her think that she has a TikTok account.
And she also thinks she's dating Shawn Mendes, basically.
Whatever happened to Prince? Did she just kick
Well,
him to
Prince
the
is
side?
dead.
I understand that, but
I mean,
you
so I
know,
kind of talked her out of dating someone who's no longer with us. At least she has a chance with Shawn Mendes.
she does.
I
there's
tagged him.
There's not many years in between.
I tagged him on Instagram.
He's what, 13?
Yeah.
Oh,
He
she's
didn't write
10.
me back.
There you go.
Yeah, he looks about 13. But anyways,
What else have we been watching?
well, you've been watching John from New Kids on the Block do Home
Oh,
Improvement.
Farmhouse Fixer. I just got because I needed something different.
So John from my favorite boy band now has a porn mustache, and he looks creepy
and wrinkles
and wrinkles,
Yeah.
and a husband.
and it's a gray porn mustache.
Yeah, I didn't know that
And a husband.
he wanted a husband and not a wife back in the 90s.
I didn't know until just now.
Well, it's not that though. I'm not bothered by that. I'm bothered by the mustache. I'm bothered that I never had a chance. If he had the mustache back in the 90s and looked like the Village People, I might have clued it a little bit.
Minus
That
the
I'm not your
headset.
type.
Yeah,
But I do love John. But yeah, so we
and his
love
wicked accent.
He's awesome. We love Cobra Kai. We love
Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist.
Yes. Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist is extraordinary.
Do you see things like that? Do you break out into song? Well, you break out into song.
So the premise of this show is she went in for an MRI on her brain and the machine broke and there was an earthquake and now she hears radio songs in her head, but it's what other people are thinking through song. So like you're sitting here and I hear it, you're like, I'm so bored, and you're like singing a
You're
song.
singing it, and you're dancing too.
Or you're like, Debbie is so hot, and then whatever you're thinking
Yeah,
is they do a song and dance in the show, and then they don't know they're doing it, and then she sees it. It's pretty great.
Yeah, and sometimes she participates.
Yeah, she
Like
does.
like she wanted to participate last night.
It's pretty great.
Sad. But yeah, no, it was good.
We've watched so many good shows. What? Tell me.
Manifest.
Oh, Manifest.
Yeah, and we're not sci-fi people at
No.
all.
But
this is
it's
good.
amazing.
Yeah,
I watched every season of Lost during COVID with my daughter.
you did,
Watched
and The Office.
And The Office. But Manifest is a show about people on an airplane, and the airplane gets struck by lightning, and it gets stopped in time for 5 years, and
Yeah.
everybody on Earth thinks they died, and 5 years later, they land on Earth, and they haven't aged one day.
Right.
So and then there's the government conspiracy about what's going on with the survivors. It's really good.
It's And
It's really
Cal
good.
and his sister are twins, but she's like 18.
And he's
he
like
looks
12.
like 11.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's weird.
And then, of course, we watched The Crown because we love British people.
That was so long ago.
You know.
But
we loved The Crown.
at end of the year, we're going to have so many shows to watch.
And Schitt's Creek.
Yes, that just won more SAG awards, which congratulations to them.
So I guess I feel like this episode is all about education for you guys. I've given you a plethora of amazing shows. I want to
Lot
hear.
to watch.
We need some new shows.
yeah, so if anybody can give us...
I've been forced to watch a lot of bad Netflix movies. Like it was Easter, and my 10-year-old made me watch Hop. And we were
You
trying to watch
liked
something
it.
else, and she's like, "That's not Easter. That's not Easter." There's a lot of movies about teenage girls dancing that I'm forced to watch. Like
Ooh.
Feel the Beat, and they're not predictable
Was that,
whatsoever.
was that about the Go-Go's?
No, I wish it was. Oh, you know what's on right now, which is awesome? Mighty Ducks reboot. What?
I saw a trailer.
It's
A
so good.
A reboot?
It's with Lorelai.
With Emilio
Yes.
Estevez? No.
Yes,
Really?
yes.
Old Emilio?
He looks
Sorry.
good. He looks good. Lorelai from
He's like
Gilmore
60.
Girls.
Really?
Emilio is 60.
Well, I'm
Shut the
of an
door.
age,
You're
and
of a-
he's just a few years
She
older
went to
than
high
me.
school way before him, but you did go to the same high school with Emilio
Yes.
Estevez.
Yes.
Let's name drop on the podcast.
Okay.
Who'd you go to high school with?
Rob Lowe, Robert Downey Jr., Chad Lowe, Charlie Sheen,
Dean Cain.
Dean Cain, yes, he was the prom king of my
And didn't
graduating
you
year.
try to egg Brooke Shields at a football game?
Not egg. It wasn't Brooke Shields. It was Melissa Gilbert.
Melissa Gilbert. Didn't you try to throw something at Melissa Gilbert?
At
Half pint?
I
tried to
did.
throw something at Laura Ingalls?
It was an empty cup, and because of it, I lost my glasses. It was.
Were you angry at Melissa Gilbert for stealing your boyfriend? Or like,
Well,
what
yeah.
was the... So you felt in your heart as a 17-year-old girl when Melissa Gilbert...
I was like 15.
When Melissa Gilbert walked by you, Laura
Yeah.
Ingalls Wilder, and you're
Yeah.
like, you know what would really make an indention in my love life?
It's
If
to
I
throw an
hit
empty
her
cup
in
at
the
him.
head
Yeah,
with an empty cup.
but missed, and then my
That
glasses
kind
fell
of
off
make
my
you a
face.
hater.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be...
But have you looked at Rob Lowe?
Like, oh, she was
I mean,
dating
come
Rob
on.
Lowe. I thought it was Dean Cain.
No.
I would hit somebody.
Yeah.
I would kill somebody for Rob Lowe.
Yeah,
For sure.
it was a memorable evening.
Yeah.
CIF championships. We lost, but it was
Yeah.
fun.
Samo was good.
Yeah, it was.
How drunk were you in high school?
None.
You didn't drink? But everyone
Not
else
in
was.
high school. Well, yeah.
And high. Really high.
Oh, very high.
But
That's why
not
it was
you.
called high school.
But you were good.
No, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I did drugs in high school, but it was it was more to keep me awake.
You're like, it was good drugs.
It was more to keep me awake than to relax me.
It was Samo. I've never met a person that went to Samo that didn't do drugs.
Oh, we all did.
I'm just saying, it was Fast Times at Ridgemont High was basically your high school.
Yes, absolutely.
Spicoli was your high
I
school.
think I knew Spicoli.
I'm sure you did.
Minus, Mr. Hand and
So,
ordering.
did you go to high school parties like they had in 80s movies at Samo High? Like those epic high school parties where everyone's in their underwear and they're running around and they're running up and down the stairs. You know those parties in movies? I've never been to a party
Like in Less Than Zero.
Yeah, or
No.
Some Kind of Wonderful.
Yes.
Or Pretty in Pink.
Pretty
with
in
Blaine.
No, those were all in college.
But I mean, I've never been to a party where people are in half a shirt running up and down with socks and like a dress shirt, like Risky Business. And there's a keg and there's like dancing in the living room. Like people are like
with
dancing.
socks. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like it's the most epic party of your life.
Those were all in, for me. They were all in college.
At
'Cause-
Berkeley?
No, when I went to Santa Monica College.
Yeah. Okay, so you went to LA.
I was
college
good
party.
when I went to Berkeley.
But you went to LA parties that were like that?
Oh yeah.
Did you guys
Yeah.
party on the beach like in the movies?
Oh, every 4th of July. Every 4th of July, we went down to the beach and set off fireworks
Oh,
and watched the
man.
fireworks from Santa Monica.
And did you go, it's a cruel, cruel summer, and then have your
Yeah.
clock radio, your transistor radio, those big
absolutely.
boombox
Yep,
radios?
Yep.
See,
And
kids that didn't grow up in
hidden
LA,
drinks.
when we grew up in Michigan, we would watch you guys and be like, I'm
Oh.
going to move to
But
California.
you guys probably had rockin' parties out in like a forest.
Yeah, in the
somewhere.
woods, and the
Yeah.
cops would come, and we couldn't find our car. And so we would have to call my dad from a payphone and be like, I'm in the woods somewhere. There's no GPS.
That is a phone call that I would
You don't
not
wanna
want to
make,
make
no.
to your father
Or no.
Or-
No.
or my mother.
But I appreciate you coming on and going down
Well, thank
memory
you.
lane. As we close this episode, what is your favorite Samo memory besides being in choir with Robert Downey
that was
Jr.?
junior high school.
That's pretty
That was
amazing.
junior high school.
You were in choir with the Avengers. Let's just put it out there.
I was.
But do you have a favorite Samo
Favorites?
memory?
Graduation.
Yeah, it was great.
Not because I was leaving, but it was just the pomp and circumstance. Class of like 800.
Oh, Lord. Did they announce the names?
Oh, yeah.
Did you do that, like, Spicoli thing where you took off your cap and, like, threw it?
Yeah, and we weren't supposed to, and everybody got like pegged in an eye. But yeah, and just walking, because we have an amphitheater,
Uh-huh.
and walking downstairs.
Oh, it
in
was
high
inside?
Heels. No, it was outside.
Oh, okay.
Walking downstairs in high heels was not fun,
But you did it.
but I did.
And
it.
then you're like, yay,
Yeah,
we're done.
It was fun. It was fun. That was
Well,
that was good graduation.
You really did go to an epic historical
Yeah.
high school. I mean,
Yes.
not everybody has that
And-
exciting.
Because I belong to the Alumni Association, the last few months they've been like for Women's Month and for Black History Month, they were posting things, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even think of that person or that. And I was like,
Do you go to your high school reunions?
I went to my 10th and my 30th.
Okay. Does
Yeah.
that mean there's another one in 5 years? We're not going to talk about it? I need to start working
Yes.
out because my high school reunion, my 10-year, is
Your 10-year?
Shut up, Debbie. It's next summer, and I am needing serious plastic surgery. I don't know what I'm going to get
stop
done.
it.
No, I'm going to get some good stuff done.
Do you want me to come with you and
Yeah,
hold
I'm
your
going to
Facebook
Courtney
like this?
Cox it, like for sure.
Yeah.
You won't recognize me.
Big lips.
I am not opposed to any of it. I'm not opposed to any of the plasticness, and I want temporary plastic surgery just for my reunion, and then I want it all to wear off.
The cutlets in your body.
Yeah, I'm doing it all. I'll do it. I'm going to take you as my date.
Okay.
But Debbie, thank you for coming on the podcast.
You're welcome. Thanks.
We hope you've learned a lot, and at the most, you know that we know Robert Downey Jr., and I think
Yes.
that's going to get ratings. And we want to hear from you, and we're on iTunes and Spotify, and please give us a
All
shout
the
out on
things.
Facebook and when I post on my Kerri Pom page, and we're on YouTube. And our email is thisisnotagooidea@gmail.com. And if you want to tune in to Sexy Sundays at 5 o'clock on my Facebook page and on the Roku channel.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us. Bye.